Hello there, Genie Boy here, and welcome to Cyberpunk. Now, I have got a continued save here because I've made an attempt at recording this already. I became aware of this game yesterday. I bought this game and downloaded this game yesterday, and I recorded this game yesterday. And it's always an audio issue. It's always an audio issue. Basically, I think that the game was so loud I think the audio for the game was so loud at one point that it could be heard through my audio. But it wasn't as simple as just deleting the game audio and then just having one audio file. Because then you could hear the game through my audio, but at the same time the audio wasn't loud enough that it kept cutting out. So it was awful. It didn't work. So I had to delete that, and I've done a quick test and it seems to work fine. So now we're here again. I became aware of this game because of a tweet from Fringy. I became aware of this game because of a tweet from Fringy. Apparently his friends that he mentioned in a tweet have made this game, and he's done he's done some writing work for I think he said one of his friends said the majority of the lore. So so I'm playing this game now. New game. There we go. We will override this. Bornholm needs to perform a reboot for your new adventure to commence. So there we go. We are Haven. Bornholm. Right, we're just starting straight into it, I believe. I should be able to get through some of this a bit quicker and cut it down to a shorter video, but we're in September the 2nd, 2155. There we go. I thought that was a graphical issue at first, but I think that's just supposed to be hazy because we're just waking up.
Ugh.
Yes, this game has voice acting. That's
What? Ugh, no.
Yes, it does.
Ugh. Oh, that headache. What happened? The last thing I remember is drinking something red. Well done, Eevi. There's no time for a hangover today. There's the data drill this evening, and my shift down in the bar.
Well, we've got time to sort that out.
In this pest hole is my hand. How? Okay, you need a plan, Eevi.
We've got this.
Focus.
You know, Eevi is a pretty weird way to pronounce that for 2 E's.
Don't go anywhere until you know where your hand is.
This took me ages last time. Step 1, hand.
Get rid of that mother of a hangover.
Step 2, hangover.
Step 3, do the data drill. Get rich.
That's 2 steps. Right.
I think that's all the plan I can handle right now. So, where's my hand? Should be nearby. I hope.
Yeah, so we got hand,
There it is.
hangover. There we go.
Must have been quite the night for it to just fall off. Just
I don't think it did.
Eevi. Pretend like you're a functional person and get your drunk butt up.
Okay, you don't need to talk to yourself this much. Like, not even I do that. Oh, what was that? Got a bit of haze going on there. Oh, so we already have the hand. Brilliant.
Much better. Much.
Okay, so I didn't catch all of that. I think it was like residents aren't allowed to pass a border without a pass or something like that, and if you're caught with an illegal pass, then it's like a federal crime or something. On the radio, Foxina. Hello.
Shh. Foxina.
You are adorable.
Hey, Foxina, you fluffy little ball. How are you? That's a good girl. You're a beauty, you know that?
You are a beauty.
Of course you do.
Okay, so we can investigate. There we go. So at least now I actually know the controls, so I can pull up my inventory and stuff now. We've got this.
My cybernetic claws.
There we go.
Planted into my hand replacement. Thanks for letting me keep them, Mitsutomo.
So Mitsumoto is a company. So here we go. So if we right click, we can get
interface incorporated into my replacement hand. Awesome piece of tech.
Yeah. I wonder how we actually lost that hand the first time. So we've got a Madsen Rovdir Mark 1.
My beloved and heavily modified Madsen Rovdir. Makes quite the impression on the streets. I have 6 shots left.
And not the good kind, it would seem. Shot glasses.
I'll at least save my favorite glass. I miss permanent things in my life. This is one of the few I have.
So let's get on top of that problem right now, shall we, and start dealing with that. We've got the view of Bornholm.
I don't want to mess with the windows right now.
Okay, yeah, so that's That starts happening a lot. We've got a
Good
glass.
idea. I don't trust this with Faxina so close by.
Yes, the lone survivor.
It's perfect where it is.
Have we not been managing to grow plants very well? We've got a vintage radio. It's music. Off it goes. Bedsheet.
As much as I would like to go back to bed, there's a data drill to prepare for. I don't want to stay in Haven forever.
No, we don't. And we will sort that out. We have a poster.
The poster stays right there.
Okay, we have a family picture.
I like the photo right where it is. A picture of Gulkum, Khasa, and me, before I was recruited. Khasa and I were hot chrome on the streets.
I did not know you could investigate things twice.
Selling rich uni kids back to their sobbing yuppie parents. Good times.
Oh, nice. Looking at, I forget, hang on, is it this? There we go, that's how we do it. We've got, oh god, this is going to take ages. Alright, feel free to skip to this time code and I'll just skip all these. Because it took me, a while before, I didn't even get through them all because I figured out towards the end of the video to do this, but oh well. Bornholm factions. The city-state of Bornholm is filled with many political, economical and social entities. Street gangs, corporations, postmodern religions and even terrorist cells share Bornholm's streets, sewers and airspace. Alright, so we can exit you. No, we're not done yet. We've got State of Bornholm. Over the course of the last 140 years, the Danish island city of Bornholm unexpectedly grew to become the largest city in Europe. In the entire island has been urbanized, with very little precious natural ground remaining. Even against tremendous odds, various intertwined factors have enabled Bornholm to undergo a metamorphosis from a picturesque tourist haven into a competitive player on the world stage. The global cooling event of the mid-21st century heralded the first stage of Bornholm's transformation, as expanding polar ice sheets rendered the northern reaches of Finland, Sweden and Norway uninhabitable. Millions of people, even the hardened Sami, migrated to is that Sami? I'm not sure. Migrated to Denmark en masse, or en masse from their either one, en masse from their climate-ravaged homes. Denmark's resources were quickly depleted, and the country lost the political willingness to accept refugees on its main islands. Some of the people belonging to this first wave of migrants were redirected to Bornholm, much to the dismay of the then autocratic European Union. Finland terrorists. Any residents caught in possession of or harboring Finland terrorists is what I just heard will be executed without trial or remorse. Wow, that's dark. Hopefully we're not doing any of that, or maybe we are. I don't think so from what I got up to the game, but then again I only explored like 3 rooms. Brewing conflicts with Western Europe, as well as Denmark's inability to deal with the pressing refugee crisis to the satisfaction of its member states, contributed to the fracturing of the European Union 2 short decades later. Mainland Europeans who sought to be far removed from the worries of imminent war found Bornholm to be a perfect haven. Despite overpopulation, food shortages and increasing poverty, those wishing for a fresh start soon flocked to the island. Bornholm underwent another population surge following Russia's aggressive expansion into Eastern Europe, which created a second wave of refugees. Vividly remembering the chaos wrought from the first refugee crisis only 5 decades earlier, the EU's remaining member states forcefully relocated these refugees to as many isolated regions in Europe as possible, including Bornholm. Bornholm managed to avoid a complete humanitarian disaster, principally due to the backgrounds of most of the refugees. Well-educated intellectuals, professionals, and labourers alike were all in desperate need of jobs, prompting various corporations to take great interest in the island. The conglomerate, the first multi-corporate alliance of its kind, formed to urbanise Bornholm and create a proper metroplex out of what many considered to be a dangerously chaotic melting pot. The conglomerate invested billions upon billions of credits into the island, until Bornholm became one of the richest and most cosmopolitan cities in Europe. In time, the conglomerate, which already owned most of the infrastructure, purchased the island from Denmark in what became known as the Bornholm Purchase. This exchange marked the moment when Bornholm became the first official European corporate state. Alright, so we are, I guess, owned by... wait. What's this? Welcome to Bornholm Net. Please select a topic from the list on the left. Perusing forbidden topics will result in permanent termination of your Bornholm Net account. I suppose we either won't get access to that information, or we will eventually if we figure out how to do that discreetly. I'm not sure. Right, Bornholm location. So yeah, I guess we are like a lot of this is a result of like the conglomerate basically purchasing the island and investing so much into Bornholm that we became this massive city, and we're pretty much up there now apparently in terms of economic, political power. We're pretty big apparently. Bornholm locations. Boasting a population of over 27 million humans and androids, Bornholm is one of the most prominent megaplexes on the planet. What was once an idyllic island attracting a moderate amount of tourists is now a true economic and political powerhouse. Bornholm's status as a major player on the world stage has resulted in the construction of many awe-inspiring buildings. In the shadows of Bornholm skyscrapers, more bizarre and sinister establishments can be found. Sinister how, I wonder? That sounds important. Notable persons. The thriving and bustling island of Bornholm is home to many interesting and noteworthy people. Many come to Bornholm to seek fame and fortune. Most fail, but even those who perish under the space elevator's ever-pulsating lights have at least an interesting story to tell. If they could still tell their stories, that is. What do you mean, perish under the... Oh, I suppose it just means that the space elevator is like so bright that it basically covers the entire city. It's like it's basically the most notable attraction. That's just sort of how that expression functions. Technology. In the year 2155, Earth is a very different place than what it was just 100 years ago. In every direction that one turns one's head, there's numerous technological marvels to behold that the people of previous centuries couldn't even dream of. Holographs, androids, and sophisticated cybernetic replacements for every human body part are only the tip of the iceberg. No matter how much things change, though, some things will always stay the same, especially for the poor. The technology meant to better humanity is still out of reach. It is not uncommon for the lowest strata in Bornholmian society to live in dilapidated architectural nightmares that even medieval peasants would not voluntarily inhabit. Yeah, so in true cyberpunk fashion, in true Blade Runner cyberpunk fashion, technology that's meant to better humanity ends up not really advancing us anywhere because we just keep leaving each other behind. We gotta clear up our app. We gotta sort that kind of thing out. World current affairs. The world of 2155 is a fast-moving place. Since the advent of near instantaneous global communication, the pace at which world events happen and resolve has ever increased. Almost no individual is capable of keeping up with all major events on planet Earth, and even big organizations meant to stay in touch with the zeitgeist have a hard time interpreting all the dynamic global puzzle pieces that make up the greater news cycle. Alright, so in other words, plenty of things can happen that people just don't even know about because of like that's actually interesting. Instantaneous communication has in a way slowed down the rate at which we can sort of keep in contact with one another and understand what's going on in different countries, because of just the amount of stuff that can happen now, the amount of data that we just get like influx. We can't even process all of it, so there's just so much stuff that slips beneath the eye, or beneath notice, I suppose, I guess, if I've interpreted that correctly. World history. The state of the world in 2155. Europe. Ultranationalism took root. Oh god, this is the one that takes ages. Bloody hell. This is the one, like, after I read this, I was like, right, I'm ending the video. The state of the world in 2155. Europe. Ultranationalism took root in Europe as the European Union became increasingly authoritarian in the eyes of the populace. This growing dissent led to the eventual collapse of the European Union, followed by years of turmoil. Catalonia seceded from Spain with great difficulty. Scotland gained independence from the United Kingdom. Ireland and Northern Ireland became united under one flag. Brittany seceded from France. Belgium was split between the Flemish and the Walloons. Bavaria seceded from Germany. Italy was divided into the wealthy state of North Italy and the comparatively poor state of South Italy. Most notably, a new age of Russian expansion began with the fall of the EU. Russia annexed Finland, Ukraine, and several Baltic states largely unopposed by NATO. The Free European Bloc formed in haste to combat Russian aggression. Its member states include Poland, Hungary, the Czech Republic, Moldova, Slovakia, Romania, and Bulgaria, as well as former Yugoslavian splinter states. The Free European Bloc ensured the independence of its member states, and later began imposing its might on the splinter remains of Europe. Though appearing mighty, Russia proved unable to compensate for its dwindling natural resources and instead relies on its military might to stay afloat. Greece was unable to persist the tribulations of the 21st century and descended into anarchy, having never fully recovered from the Greek debt crisis. North America. The southern states of the United States launched a second successful bid for secession, driven neither by slavery nor states' rights. In the wake of the secession formed a new Confederate States of America. This political maneuver was in part motivated by the divide between progressive and conservative ideologies in the United States, because we will never be together, unfortunately. That's we wish we could be, but to be honest, there's just so much bigotry on both sides that we never even see each other as humans half the time. It's not good. And further escalated said divide to the point of irreconcilability. California and Oregon, by this time completely dominated by tech giants, capitalized on the political upheaval caused by the secession of the CSA to declare their own independence from the United States, forming one of the world's worst corporate nations. I thought I'd skipped a line then. Facing renewed competition on the North American landmass for the first time in several centuries, Canada and what remained of the United States merged to form the United States of Canada and America. Thusly, a new American juggernaut was born. Asia. Following the annexation of Taiwan, Mongolia and the Koreas, China's status as a global superpower became undeniable. China is now governed by a unique ideology known as capital communism, and remains one of very few nations not directly or indirectly under the control of corporations, despite having the second strongest economy on Earth. In a bid to remain competitive on the global stage, India annexed Pakistan under the pretense that its subjugated Muslim population was responsible for the country's economic woes. Japan experienced what has been dubbed the second boom era, spurred by its thriving entertainment industry which dwarfs even Bollywood and Hollywood. The country's recent growth has been credited to the immense popularity of Japanese pop culture in the West. Due to the perceived threat of China, Australia voluntarily opted to become a USCA protectorate. Africa. The coastal nations of East Africa have become de jure protectorates of China following waves of significant Chinese investment. These actions have been undertaken by China to secure a future flow of national resources from this region and gain access to a relatively cheap workforce. The second age of imperialism, as dubbed by the inhabitants of East Africa, have left said population once more impoverished and under the heel of a foreign power. South Africa remains an independent state but has devolved into a fascist regime following a prolonged ethnic cleansing campaign within its borders. West and Central Africa exist in much the same state as the 21st century, though small skirmishes are common and lead to frequent border changes, often steered by corporate interests. And of course they are. Middle East. After the oil fields of the Arabian Peninsula and neighbouring regions were depleted, the Middle East descended into an anarchic war zone. Devoid of all previously drawn national borders, Western presence within the regions has been sporadic, with all attempted incursions only spurring further violence. The United Arab Emirates stands as one of the region's few stable nation-states, having transformed its economy in the 21st century with a focus on tourism. Adventurers and soldiers of fortune alike flock to Dubai and Abu Dhabi to participate in what is known as war tourism. Some participate in guided tours of battlefields, whilst others participate in the battles themselves. War tourism. What have we done to ourselves? Latin America. An endless war on drugs coupled with a crippling trade embargo instituted by the United States saw the collapse of the Mexican government. The former sovereign state of Mexico has since... Let me just find a place for that cursor. The former sovereign state of Mexico has since divided into smaller regional states, with Sinaloa and Yucatan emerging as new dominant forces in Central America. Brazil, with her millions of square kilometers of rainforest, emerged as an industrial and military powerhouse in the 22nd century. Where are you? There we go. Compensating for major losses in forestry and aquatic plant life, Brazil houses the majority of the world's oxygen generators. These huge factories pump oxygen directly into the air and are almost single-handedly responsible for maintaining Earth's delicate atmosphere composition. The international community pays very handsomely for these services, and as a result, Brazil is now the third richest nation in the world. Well done to them, I suppose. Arctic and Antarctica. Earth's polar ice caps have recovered from losses sustained during the late 20th and early 21st century, and now cover more of the planet's surface than at any point in modern human history. Instead of rising sea levels brought about by warming temperatures, global cooling spurred by an unprecedented decrease in solar activity now poses the greatest threat to life on Earth. So we are dodging in the direction of another ice age, unfortunately. World society. Born home, Europe and the rest of the world underwent a significant amounts of societal changes and trends in the last 200 years. Both the field of philosophy and sociology were rattled by the various technological advances and socio-economical shifts that happened in a short period of time. In the case of Born Home, the advent of Android society and the Scandinavian refugee waves are considered the major contributing factors in its ongoing societal evolution. Brilliant! We're done! It's over. It's all over now. Right. What I'm going to do. So, we need to sort out a hangover.
My head is hurting.
Oh! Oh. Ah, yes, I forgot about you.
What was that?
Drek is,
I hope there weren't any psychedelics in my drinks yesterday.
There might have been. Yeah, there was like a... Yeah, my theory is that we were drugged, knocked out, and we are a test subject for an AI implant. That's my theory. I didn't actually know that you could, like, investigate... Oh, hang on, right, whoa, I'll get that in a second. I didn't actually know that, so if I click this...
Poster stays right there.
That's that. And then if I right-click it...
A poster of my childhood hero, Mara Kugel. She was a singer, and then joined the Baltic Resistance. She died in the war. Got sniped by a warbot.
Oh, we have warbots, do we? And things like that. So let's have a look, shall we? We have... What notable person? No, where is it? What was it? Yeah, what if I do this?
My favorite shot glass. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it is empty.
Yeah, we need to get that alcoholic problem on point. I can't find that other log. It's weird.
Judging by its smell, this glass has experienced a lot of drinks lately.
Yeah, all right. It's a mega pint. It has to be. Right. I guess we'll just have to be fine with that for a second. So we've got you, Scratch Post.
Barely uses it. I still keep it. Makes the apartment feel less slummy.
Okay.
I use human tools to care for my nails.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. We got cat bowl.
I'm sure I've eaten from this bowl before, but never sober. Even Foxina doesn't like this stuff very much. Dry food for Foxina, I'm always keeping some in there. Makes Foxina remember where her home is.
Fair enough.
I'm really not in the mood to read right now. Let's do that after the data drill.
So we're a reader. I see.
I keep some paper books in here. Antique gaming magazines too. I'm currently reading one from 2037. The year when the Star Citizen beta came out.
Optimistic as ever. That's never going to happen. Imagine that though, 2037 and it actually comes out. I actually want to live that long and see if that actually happens. I feel like, I don't know if I want to play Star Citizen before that year. I don't know. Will I ever get to play Star Citizen? Is that ever going to happen? We've got an old photo.
I don't want to take that picture. The photo
All right.
bartending downstairs. I do the meanest orbital nova on this island. What a drink.
Orbital Nova. I'm gonna have to remember that one. I reckon that one's gonna be good. I wonder if there's like an achievement for that or something in the game.
I can't bring myself to do it.
A postcard.
A picture with my parents before they abandoned me.
Oh.
I really need to take it down sometime. I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I suppose I should start right-clicking before I actually select it properly.
A picture of Gulkum, Khasa, and me before I was recruited. Khasa and I were hot chrome on the streets, on location data drills, selling rich uni kids back to their sobbing yuppie parents. Good times.
Damn.
I like the photo right where it is.
Goldglum. So, yeah, Goldglum is the guy we work for at the moment, but, yeah, we've got quite the memories on here, haven't we?
A photo of me and a few former colleagues at Mitsutomo. We were celebrating a really hard raid on Eurograph.
I don't know what that is. Is that supposed to be a game?
I'll leave the picture right there.
Sure. World map.
World map I printed. It reminds me that there's more out there than the drama in my life.
Yep, you got drama in everyone else's life. Let's get involved.
I'd like to visit the world, but I'm sure I won't need that map to do it.
Very well.
Vodka stains, sweat. Reminds me of my teenage days.
Alright, okay. Lone Survivor.
I call it the Lone Survivor. I rescued it together with Foxina from a back alley. At least
Really?
I think I did. I was pretty drugged up that night.
Jesus, woman.
I can see beyond Haven's border wall from here. It's nice. Feels almost as if I'm still living on the other side.
PDA topic, State of Bornholm districts. So can I actually read that now, or? No, it's not. What? It's still not. But it's still not. How do I read that? Hang on. Yeah, I can't seem to find it. I don't know if that's like, do I have to upgrade the thing or something? I don't know. Alright, Foxina. Nope, that was the wrong thing. That was a middle mouse.
My wonderful Foxina. I found her in a back alley. She's often outside, but with that amount of rain, she hangs around here more often. I'm happy when she's around.
Alright, notable Foxina. Can I read that? Wait. Oh, they're like oh, they're like okay, they're like sublogs. Okay, I see. Districts of Bornholm. The island city of Bornholm is comprised of several districts, with each district possessing distinct aesthetics, cultures, and functions. The island's ruling body, the conglomerate, is headquartered in Rouen, a district encompassing Nika in the north, Vestamarie in the east, and Niles in the south. Each of the conglomerate member corporations are also based out of Rouen. Consequently, the district has become the most glamorous and exclusive in all of Bornholm, though some have taken to describing Rouen as sterile. Corporal's presence in the district is heavy, with officers and drones patrolling the streets and skylines around the clock. Rouen is an incredibly insular district, with many of its skyscrapers effectively acting as self-sufficient arcologies, complete with luxury restaurants and high-end bars. South, I'm going to assume that's supposed to be Rouen, but maybe it's glitched or something. South of Rouen, in Arnagar, are you trying to trick me there? I'm going to say it anyway. South of Rouen, in Arnagar, rests Bornholm's International Airport and Space Elevator, with the latter serving as a key driving factor in the island's booming economy. The airport has been expanded significantly to accommodate scramjets, and the elevator's hulking base structure looms over the eastern section of the airport's runways. This anchor station, approximately 400 meters tall, serves the interests of the conglomerate by transporting both goods and personnel into low Earth orbit. Situated on the opposite end of the elevator in low Earth orbit is Bornholm Spaceport, which serves as a tourist attraction in and of itself. From Bornholm Spaceport, spacecrafts are launched to deep space and towards other Earth orbitals. Alright. Between Vestamarie, Ostermarie, and Pertska sits the district of Bergen-de-Holme, which bears the island's original Norse name. Bergen-de-Holme is the city centre of Bornholm and houses most of the city's once rapidly growing middle class. Public offices serving the common citizenry are found in this district, as well as many residential and commercial skyscrapers. Corporal patrols the district regularly to keep Bergen-de-Holme's residents almost as safe as Rowen's high rollers. However, gang violence and crime, often spilling over from neighbouring areas to the north and east, pose a threat to the district's stability. Corporal presence on the district's borders is extremely high. Manned checkpoints have been set up in these areas to ensure those without valid work permits from Bergen-de-Holme, Rouen or New Lapland can enter the... where was I? Can enter the district. Hover cars can occasionally be seen in Bergen-de-Holme's skylines, but most traffic is generated on the ground by driverless cars and taxis. Bornholm's bustling nightclub scene is a prominent part of Bergen-de-Holme. Everything east of the Pertska Bolshevan geographical line is what most consider to be Bornholm's slums and barons, occupied exclusively by the island's lower class. The district is known as Haven, though it's sometimes referred to as the shoebox in reference to the district's haphazard buildings. The vast majority of the descendants of the refugee families live in Haven, unsuited for the highly competitive and treacherous corporate lifestyle which has firmly taken root across much of Bornholm. Crime is common in Haven, mostly due to high population density. Many years ago, when the slums were pressed for living space, new stories were constructed atop existing buildings without proper planning. Now bizarre, temporarily dwellings resembling toy building blocks dominate the slums, broken up by countless dive bars, brothels, and drug dens. Corporal patrols the slums exclusively in armoured vans and carrying heavy weaponry. Most employed residents in the slums earn their keep working in the city's industrial sector. A noteworthy pseudo-suburban haven is Little Finland, where many displaced Finns reside after their home was annexed by Russia. It's widely believed that underground groups based out of Little Finland are actively planning to retake their homeland. The region between Hassel, Klemenska, Arsbal, and Nika is called New Lapland, in honor of North Scandinavian lands lost to climate change. New Lapland is like Bergen-Holme, a district occupied mostly by the city's middle class. What distinguishes the two districts is Bornholm University, which comprises a huge portion of New Lapland. Bornholm University is conglomerate-sponsored, with graduates being aggressively sought by the conglomerate's member corporations. This ferociousness has fostered considerable tension between both within the university and between various corporations. The northern border of New Lapland is monitored closely by Corpol. Checkpoints have been placed on all streets passing through this area to ensure those entering from the city's poorer districts have the appropriate work permits. And the works, that's odd. The works is located north of Hassel, Klemenska and Bolshaven, and is something of a blend between the slums of the southeast and the high-tech industry of the northern parts of New Lapland. A commercial harbour built in Sandvik is used for the importing of critical produce and the exporting of locally produced goods. The harbour also serves as the main base of operations for the Bornholm Navy. Factories in the works predominantly employ human labour as opposed to machines, due to the premium placed on handcrafted products by the global market. These factories and industries at large are almost exclusively subsidiaries of the conglomerate's member corporations. Many of these factories specialise in the production of hover cars, robots and iron engines used for space travel. Though checkpoints haven't been established across the works, each factory in the district is built like a fortress, with platoons of corpol and private security forces working to protect high-value projects in the district. As is expected of a largely industrial zone, the works' underground nightlife scene is booming. There was a lot in that, so I don't know what to even say about most of that. We've got locations, we've got notable persons, we've got Ragnarok's tenants. On the Ragnaroks, one of Haven's most well-known and infamous bars, is a family-run business. It currently serves as both the working place and dwelling for 3 human inhabitants and 1 cat. So I assume that's one of us. So yes, we live essentially in the attic of a bar. Eevi Rinnassdottir. Eevi Rinnassdottir was born in Haven, Bornholm, in 2021 to a blue-collar family. Like most of Haven's residents, Eevi and her parents were members of the city's unspoken second class, effectively designated so by the island's ruling conglomerate. Though not born into affluence, Eevi was in many ways among the luckiest of Haven, with her family serving as factory workers under contract with American Frontiers in the works. However, one fateful day at the age of 9, Eevi's parents vanished from AF premises under suspicious circumstances. Corporal issued no statements as to their disappearance, and no eyewitnesses ever came forward. Oh, so were we abandoned? That's the question. Alone in the world, without parental guidance or financial support, Eevi was taken under the wing of a decades-long friend of the family, Harold Goldklump Sokolov, the owner and barkeep of the ill-reputed On the Ragnaroks. So, essentially, Harold Goldklump Sokolov, the owner of the On the Ragnaroks bar that we currently live in, essentially, took Eevi in as a parental figure when she was about 9-ish. After her parents left her, so that's that. With little in the way of extracurricular activities to occupy her time, Eevi roamed the streets of Bornholm by both day and night, invariably resulting in her becoming a street rat in a local gang. During her formative years within this gang, she learned to hack modern and antique hardware and software alike, acquiring money through legally dubious means. Legally as in not very legal, not quite illegal. Eevi was able to purchase her first jack, an implanted cyberdeck at the age of 14. Throughout her teenage years, Eevi continued participating in gang runs and raids against targets too weak to pose much of a threat to her woefully under-equipped, undereducated and borderline illiterate band of criminal brothers and sisters. As a budding pistol slinger and ever more proficient combat hacker, Eevi specialized in infiltrating small-scale corporate facilities to steal and sell data, earning her an appreciable amount of respect amongst certain denizens of Haven who would otherwise consider her easy prey. Eevi continued on this path until age 20, when she was wounded and until she was wounded and consequently captured during a raid on a Mitsumoto research facility. Rather than turning Eevi into the flesh-laden equivalent of Swiss cheese, Mitsumoto's Bornholm division opted to recruit the young hacker, impressed by her skills. Slightly to her chagrin, Eevi joined Mitsumoto's internal security force, protecting the very facilities she once plundered, whilst also engaging in illicit operations against other corporations, even those within the conglomerate. Alright. 2 years ago, Eevi was critically wounded during an operation conducted in cyberspace. The damage sustained to her jack by the hostile hacker dealt her significant brain trauma and almost claimed her life. Deemed physically and psychologically unable to work, Eevi was released from her contract with Mitsumoto, an unusually merciful fate for how she came into employment. Right, okay. So who's this hacker, I wonder? We're gonna get our revenge at some point. Eevi has since returned to Haven, working as a bartender under her foster father, Goldglump. She resides above the bar in a small apartment, engaging in occasional small-time data drills and selling the virtual spoils to the bar's highest bidders. Alright, we've got Foxina. Foxina the cat was found late on a Friday night by Eevi Rinnassdottir in a dank alleyway located behind a local bar. Together with her plant, which she later dubbed the Lone Survivor, though she has, she found the cat and the plant at the same time. Though she always preferred the companionship of animals to humans, after all, animals rarely attempt to steal one's belongings at gunpoint, Foxina came into Eevi's possession under quite bizarre circumstances. On that fateful night years ago, Foxina was cornered by a pack of ravenous rats. Really? Desperately fighting for scraps tossed into the alleyway by the bar's feckless cook. Eevi lurched into the alleyway, having consumed an ungodly amount of Nova Coke and alcohol, completely tripping balls, failed to accurately describe her stupor. In her drug-induced haze, Eevi mistakenly thought the scraps strewn across the concrete were parts of a delicious meal. She was determined to grab them all for herself, in an act which would have almost certainly evoked feelings of pity or contempt from any potential onlooker. Eevi threw herself into the fray to scavenge the discarded food. The rats quickly dispersed into the shadows, recognizing that a battle with a human would be about as balanced as the USCA's federal budget. Foxina, on the other hand, didn't flee, observing Eevi stuffing the filthy food and the discarded plant into her jacket. The hungry cat instead decided to follow her home. Eevi, still barely able to recognize the most basic of sensory stimuli, only noticed Foxina's presence the next morning, finding the cat curled up next to her. 1 year later, Foxina has become much more than a regular visitor of Eevi's apartment. Both Eevi and Foxina enjoy each other's presence greatly, with Foxina providing a bit of stability in Eevi's life, and Eevi providing a warm, safe place for a cat that might otherwise be consumed by the cold steel jungle of Bornholm. Mutually beneficial agreements apparently still exist even in this world. Foxina, never leave. I'm going to make sure that you stay fed all the time. Oh wow, so that just goes deep, doesn't it? We got locations. Alright, so nope, that was okay, so we had that. Technology. So where's this thing about Russia? There's always the thing about Russia. There we go. Russia. For hundreds of years, Russia has stood as the largest country on Earth. In modern history, particularly during the late 21st century, Russia had been marred with political instability whilst attempting to adapt to the corporate world order. Russia is politically enigmatic, though it culturally bears the marks of both its communist and Tsarist past. Like many other nations, Russia is effectively controlled by corporations. The nation's previous government was toppled in a corporate-backed coup in 1984 and replaced by a puppet government which serves the interests of Russia's most powerful corporations, including natural gas and oil giant Rosalka Industries. In following with the demands of its corporate overlords, the Russian government has made clear its ambitions to forge a second Russian empire, facilitated through increased military spending and state propaganda. Rapidly diminishing natural resources and recurring famines are viewed as the driving factors behind the nation's imperialist agenda. In the wake of the collapse of the European Union and the fracturing of NATO, following the succession of the CSA, Russia became able to enact its ambitious bid for new territory. Russia has made the most territorial gains of any nation on Earth in living memory. Upon the conclusion of the Baltic Wars, which lasted nearly 4 years and cost millions of lives, Finland, Ukraine, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania were annexed into Russia. In the aftermath of the Baltic Wars, Western Europe was confronted with the largest refugee crisis in 50 years as millions fled to Eastern Europe to escape the Russian war famine. Russia's policy of hostile and untempered expansion has caused the nation to become the subject of several international sanctions. Most Western European countries have ceased all trade with Russia. France, Germany and the United Kingdom have taken further steps to oppose Russia by establishing permanent military bases in Poland and Serbia to ensure the countries don't fall should another war break out in Eastern Europe. The Free European Bloc, comprised of Austria, Hungary, Poland and the Czech Republic, Moldova and several Balkan states, arose in response to Russian aggression shortly after the conclusion of the Baltic Wars. The military coalition is both diplomatically and financially supported by much of the West. Oh my god, I think we've finally done it all. Alright, where are we going now? Light switch. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There's no point in me doing that, but oh well.
I'll never understand why they installed a glow-in-the-dark light switch in a city brighter than a scramjet engine.
Yeah, sure.
I keep the window open even at night, no matter the temperature. That way, Foxina experiences at least a little bit of city life without freezing to death outside.
Fair enough.
I can see beyond Haven's
Oh, we've read this one. Okay. Right, what about you?
This used to be full of Finnish vodka. Trek. Well done, Eevi. That bottle was worth a lot.
We've got to sort our stuff out.
I saved the important glass.
Yeah, we've done. Wait.
I saved the important glass. The others? Who knows who drank out of them?
Okay. Refrigerator door. Now let's get this one
My
first.
refrigerator door. I am staring at the most inane things today. Am I not?
Yes, you are. Thank you for interacting with me. We got this. We got a red herring.
Usually, I love using herring for sun over gujiam with raw egg yolk, chives, and radish. But that wouldn't be wise right now.
All right.
No thanks. My stomach doesn't feel like solid things today. Lab meat and lab veggies. The only real thing in here is the booze and the mold.
Jesus.
I somehow doubt that carrying a herring around is the worst thing I've done in the last 24 hours.
Cool. We've got what happens if I wait?
My refrigerator door. I am.
Oh right. Okay. All right. So there's nothing else in here. I think we can probably just shut this. There we go. Kitchen table.
Pizza, a beer can, ashtray, and laundry detergent. I'm not sure if that makes me want to remember what happened yesterday more or less.
I wonder how much Krill Drinker would like this game.
I'm not gonna clean this up now.
Well, I mean, we can. It'll be good to get some proactivity, get some blood flow going, and the place will look make the place look nicer, and you'll feel nicer. That's it always does some good. So there's nothing actually on here for me to select. I don't think. No. Okay. Kitchen sink.
The sink's not working. Pipes under it are broken.
Sure they are.
It's broken.
Sure. Alright, we've got a towel.
The towel is cleaner than I expected, considering what must have happened here yesterday.
Alright, let's take it.
They do say to never travel without a towel.
Don't know why.
I really hate coffee. I only keep this antiquity because coffee gets people out of here quicker in the morning. I'd rather deal with this hangover than drinking coffee. I hate that stuff.
Get a kettle and have some tea.
No vintage tech collection would be complete without a microwave. Radio wave cookers are much quicker. The microwave stuff just tastes awesome.
Russell's Burgers.
I'm not really hungry.
Not for Russell's Burgers? Are you kidding me? Alright, can I do anything here?
I
Bucket!
didn't put that bucket here. I don't even own a bucket. Huh.
You do now. Dear cat. Sorry, I watched that again yesterday because, you know, it'd been a while.
Nah. Looks like the bucket is what keeps the floor dry.
Sure. Hey, your computer, what have you got?
An ancient CRT monitor. I sometimes use it for sensitive data drills. It still has its use, since it's not corp branded, which also
Fair
means
enough.
no damn AI watching over your every virtual step.
Well, that's probably what the new technology in my brain is about. We've got wardrobe door.
Definitely a door.
It is definitely a door. Are you sure, though? Are you sure that's not just the AI playing tricks on you?
In a perfect world, here'd be dresses and suits and strength-enhancing nanofiberware.
We have that?
World is gone.
Strength enhancing fiber. What? Nanofiberware?
The padded jacket I'm wearing when I'm on my bike. Doesn't happen too often these days with corporal border posts everywhere.
Alright.
I'm far too hungover to change clothes right now. Also, that Cyberpunk smell I emanate has kind of become my trademark.
You have issues that we need to sort out. Right, let's go. We've got cabinet. This will be what we're after.
Cabinet. The most uninteresting place in my apartment.
I don't know. I feel like we could probably get some use out of this somewhere.
The only functional faucet in this apartment. I put all my trust in that thing. Let's not drink from the faucet directly. With my headache, turning my head like that is really suboptimal.
Alright, fine. Let's get this open. And what's in here? No, nothing.
Really uninteresting stuff in here. I should maybe put my hangover pills here more often.
Yeah, probably.
There's nothing I need in there. And I'm not interested in drinking cough syrup for kicks today.
Fair enough. Cabinet door.
The bathroom cabinet door. It keeps all the useless cosmetic products I own out of sight.
Cool. So, what have we got here? Let's have a look.
A kitchen towel. Useful in many situations. Especially when one is suffering from a hangover.
Sure, can we use that on ourselves? No, that wasn't what I wanted you to do. No. Use.
That doesn't need drying or cleaning.
No. Use on self.
I'm sure I'll find a better use for that towel.
Okay. Red herring.
No thanks. Vomiting is not on the schedule today.
Cooperate.
I must still be drunk. Soiling my jacket with a piece of fish?
Sink.
Haven's water may not be the best, but I still prefer it to the pain in my head.
Yeah, we need to sort this kind of stuff out. There's a spider up there that's just having fun in the top right corner.
What? No, come on. Please? No. Well, looks like Corporal cut us off again. If we're unlucky, the bar won't have electricity either. At least
Jesus.
the glass is half full now. I'll need more to prevent my delights from turning my stomach into mousse, though.
We are gonna do what a real man does and drink some fucking rain.
Oh, that headache. What the?
We have an
Hello?
AI in our
Is
heads.
there anybody there? Show yourself.
Without a port.
This is ridiculous. The stuff I took yesterday must have been spiked.
Keep ourselves away from ports, otherwise whatever's in our head is gonna get out. Right, we need to... where is it? No. It's Foxina.
Wanna have a fishy, Foxina? Fishy, fishy. Here you go,
Ow.
everyone.
There we go. Away you go,
That
Markiplier.
should do the trick. Foxina will be occupied for quite some time.
Wait. Bedsheet corner.
I wonder if I was clever enough to hide my hangover delights under the bed again.
I wonder. There we go.
Ah, there's my hangover pills. Delicious chemical freedom for the brain.
Brilliant. Where are they?
Hangover delights. The second best thing in the universe.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. With the right amount of water, these babies will put me back into action in no time.
Let's do exactly that then. Open window. We've already...
Window open even at
Yep.
that way.
Yep, okay, so what we're gonna do is read you.
Definitely enough pills in there to rip my hangover a new one. Gotta make sure I dissolve them in a lot of water, though. These pills are no joke.
Alright, what about you?
A half-filled water glass. Getting there.
We are getting there. That's the optimism we're after. So, we need you and you.
Could get the glass through, but I'd have to angle it so awkwardly it'd spill most of the water again.
Okay, right. So what we're doing is you.
This is what it's come to, Eevi. You'll be drinking rainwater now.
Yeah. Drinking rainwater.
Done. A shot glass full of water. That's blasphemy.
Don't make me watch at World's End again.
Done. One more time, and I should have enough water in the glass.
Alright, one more time. Let's do it.
Once more into the breach.
Once more into the
I
breach.
hope no one I know sees me doing this, Drek.
So Drek is like the cyberpunk word for shit, apparently. Yeah.
That's it. I feel like making a smart-ass comment, but I'm still not sure those pills won't melt my stomach.
Don't make me watch Hot Fuzz again. I will do it.
The damn bottle won't open. Must have played around with it again yesterday.
Alright then, fine, you.
Okay, it's open.
It is now, there we go.
Finally. Let's down this baby and get to work.
Cool, do it.
Nectar. Ambrosia. Mana. Yeah, I'm that excited about getting rid of this headache.
Let's do it.
Damn, about time. What a hassle.
Yes, we've not even left our room yet.
Ah, already feels better. In a few seconds, my brain should have cleared up.
In a few seconds. Are we gonna get another,
There
Oh.
we go. Hangover successfully exterminated. Let's get out of here and find Hassa. She'll be my meat guard for tonight's data drill after all.
Alright. We can do that. We've got the light switch. Nope.
Oh no. My head is doing it again.
AI, don't do it.
11604 degrees north, 4.8669 degrees east.
Stop.
551604.
I'm gonna kill whoever is responsible for this.
Don't kill yourself. That's not the wisest thing to do.
My vintage PA system. Intruders have far more problems hacking through old tech than the new stuff. Since nobody knows how to code for those things anymore. Me? I'd live for this, Drek.
Wait, let me just get that again.
My vintage PA system.
Far more problems hacking through old tech than new stuff.
Intruders have far more problems hacking through old tech than the new stuff.
Far more problems, yeah. Nice.
Right. Let's get out of here. Door. Voice recognition. Owner.
Voice not recognized. Please enter passphrase.
What do you mean, voice not recognized? It's me. Trek. Ugh, well, alright then. Door. Passphrase. Frangelico Underberg Calvados Kalua.
Passphrase not recognized. Please try again.
Something's definitely wrong here. How could...
Passphrase not recognized. Please try again.
No. Door. Passphrase. Frangelico, Underberg, Calvados, Kalua, Uzo, Finlandia, Firewater.
Passphrase not recognized. Access denied.
I'm beginning to feel as if something really bad happened yesterday.
Yeah.
This
It's all gone wrong.
all makes no sense. Door. Load override protocol. Eevi evacuate 2509. Initiate security question.
Evacuation 2509 initialized. What is the street name of your best friend?
My best friend is Hussar, my literal partner in crime.
Hassa, my literal partner in crime.
There we go.
Access to owner restored. Unlocking door.
Access to owner.
At least the last layer of redundancy was still working.
Yeah. Bit weird that access to owner wasn't already there. Like it had to be restored.
One of the few luxuries I am willing to afford. A door that can't be broken down with a simple kick. If they come for me, I want to go down in a proper fight, not passed out on my bed.
Yeah. Who's they, do we wonder? Boxina! No!
Aw, Foxina, don't do this to me.
Don't
I'll be
do
back
it.
soon. I'm counting on you later. You know that Hassad needs you to help her guard me. I love you, little one.
Love you too, Foxina. Love you too.
My high security door. The shoddy state of this place isn't enough to convince Dreckheads to leave me alone.
Fair enough. Apartment door PA.
My PA system. A little bit of security in a world in desperate need of some.
Sure.
Goldklump's PA system isn't
Oh.
as elaborate as mine, but it does the job. I did have to convince him to get rid of his old door with a handle. The old herring should count himself lucky to have me. No one else seems to care about his security. The bullet holes were an accident.
Oh god. What are these here for?
I accidentally discharged a weapon a few months ago. I keep saying Haven is full of crazy. Often I'm the crazy. Not my proudest moment.
Effie, what did you do?
I think I've done enough harm here.
What did you do?
Goldklump's security camera has been out for ages. He's so annoyingly unconcerned about his stuff. And life.
I mean, so am I, to be perfectly honest.
Nah, I'm gonna leave Goldklump stuff alone.
Alright, sure. Oh, right, okay, that's fine, that's fine. I feel like I want to investigate. Wait, cigarette butts. That's a map of Haven.
A map of our neighborhood. The red spots are corporal stations.
Okay.
I think that with that much police presence, things would be better around here.
You would hope so, but apparently not.
If one recently had a lobotomy, that is.
State of Bornholm, Haven. Alright, okay. Let's have a look. State of Bornholm, Haven. Okay, right, fine. Haven, sometimes referred to as the Shoebox, is the poorest and most crime-ridden district in Bornholm. What started as a string of tent cities filled with Baltic and Nordic refugees quickly evolved into a sprawling neighbourhood whose inhabitants stood in stark contrast to the rest of the island's middle and upper-class populace. Much of the district's architecture is defined by haphazard constructions which barely meet even the least stringent of the least stringent of safety standards. Owing in large part to the district's unsafe buildings, Haven has been written off for construction projects by the conglomerate's city planning boards. The member corporations of the conglomerates have instead elected to use Haven as a source of cheap labour to staff the manufacturers of the works, as well as complete other arduous tasks in Bornholm's other districts. While early generation androids can readily fill low-skilled jobs on the island, the conglomerate's numerous accountants and financial analysts determined that human lives were simply less valuable than machines built using precious metals. The increased profit potential presented by Haven's residents is a key factor spurring Corporal's heavy presence in the district. The prospects of a better life ensures obedience among the masses, and anarchy would swiftly obliterate any incentive among Haven's inhabitants to accept the conglomerate's exploitative employment contracts. For those unable to work in the more glamorous and affluent districts of the city, few opportunities exist. Most of Haven's numerous bars offer legal employment, particularly expressing high demand for freelance security. Street gangs tend to prey on those fortunate enough to earn corporate credits, as do prostitutes in a slightly less violent manner. Those who make up for their lack of self-preservation instincts with quick wits and skills to match often end up in a different line of work, taking from the conglomerates what they refuse to share. Hackers and mercenaries alike are constantly seeking opportunities to infiltrate neighboring districts in order to steal technological secrets to sell on the global net, kidnap affluent targets, or simply make off with the newest model of hub car to dismantle. However, not all in Haven is grim. Even in a place where houses routinely collapse to the ground and few travelled without concealed weapons, good people emerge from the oppressive shadow of hopelessness. Diverse communities and resistance groups have arisen in Haven over the last decade, fervently fighting for a variety of causes. In turn, life in Haven for many has become a more bearable existence. There exists widespread speculation in the city that at least two of the Baltic's most prominent android rights organizations are headquartered in Haven, along with freedom fighters belonging to the Free Finland. These groups have been responsible for investing much needed money and resources into Haven, in part because of the unique perks offered to them by such a district. Corporate unwillingness to get directly involved in Haven's affairs have made the district an ideal location for those seeking to remain under the radar. There's nothing wrong with a little quid pro quo. Alright, brilliant. So, what else have we got here? We've got wires.
One of the more dangerous shortcomings of this building. I don't want to play electrician today, or ever.
I mean, we could. We seem to be the only one that really cares about the security. We've got the one sign and the broken glass. We've got the fire hose reel.
This thing's been broken for weeks now. Neither Gouldklump nor Hussar bothered cleaning the shards up. Certainly not my stinking job.
I mean, we could just set an example, you know, to start doing this stuff.
With my luck today, I just cut my wrist somehow.
Probably.
Our fire hose, completely useless right now, having no access to running water and all. If we had running water, this would actually be a fun idea.
Yeah, fair enough. One sign.
Thought it'd be funny to put that police card thing there. We already look like a murder scene. Might just as well add some finishing touches, she said.
Yeah.
And ruin Hussar's real-life crime diorama? No way.
Absolutely not. Fair enough. We got cigarette butts over here. Anything else? Nope.
Must be Gouldklump's. He's the only one I know still smoking tobacco-based cigarettes. That old fossil.
Do we not do that anymore?
I prefer smoking digicigs.
Jesus.
Just like that one sign over there, Hussar thought it'd be funny to decorate our corridor so that it looks like a crime scene. Not like we don't have enough real crime in our bar or something.
Yeah.
And ruin Hussar's real-life
Oh, that's the same thing. Okay, we got what have we got here?
our neighborhood in Haven. Most of the houses around here are much newer than ours, but still manage to look worse than ours. Imagine this hellhole is actually one of the more reputable locations around.
Well, look at us go.
I have to get out of here.
Fair enough, we'll work on that.
I don't want to close it, and I don't want to jump out of it either. Yet.
There you go, the glass is half full. Corridor.
Hussar may have put up those numbered signs for fun, but those police lines are for real. I mean, Corporal didn't put them there, but it's still better to not walk down that corridor.
Jesus.
Things happened there.
Are we gonna figure out what?
I don't want to go back there. Things happen there.
Things happen there. Stairs to the roof. What have you got to say?
Stairs up to the roof. Hussar lives there.
And we've got stairs to the bar.
The stairs down to the bar. Gouldklump should be down there.
Very informative. Well, excuse me. That's about all the time we've got for today. I hope you guys had about as much fun as I did. If there are any games that you, if there are any games that you might like me to play, feel free to suggest them down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Have a great time.